line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome back here to PTN Racing TV, where we're live here today at Oxford Plains Speedway here tonight for a 5-car showdown here on this very unique and underwhelming track here tonight. We're going to see some hot rod action from the Super Late Models division of the Pedal to the Metal Racing League Series and see who will be able to go at it and survive on this tricky little track. Hi again everyone, I'm Christian the Crusader Driver, and welcome back to the show as always. We're getting ready to get to the field here tonight as we look towards to this one though, this circular style track, pretty much a perfect oval if you will. Can be a bit of a hassle and a handful for some and a challenge for others. All in all, it makes for one serious race and one serious battle as we take a look at our starting lineup here. The 5 Del Bottle will be a race starter. Her outside will be Matthew Hopper in the 84. Row number 2 is going to be Jeffrey Todd Tuss. 72 is outside, Dustin Sonika in the 66. And then Stanley Pottle in the 48, rounding out your field for your top 5 drivers. Our flagman here tonight, ready to get these drivers ready to go here. a hot one here. A lot of heavy hitters in this one. Lots of good drivers that have been at this game for quite some time. Offord, obviously being the most predominant one of this bunch here because of his win last time out, looking to try to keep the streak going against the 5 Chantel Bottle as we bring our green flag on out for our first leg of the race here. We are off and running up to the 50 laps of the stage break. 5 gets a good start out of the gate here. She'll have the early advantage while Matthew Hopper tries to catch her down, try to tail her in. Jeffrey Todd's the number 72, going to be a little more conservative, a little more under control through the corners. Really pacing himself and watching the tempo here. He's going to be very aware of that, very keen on his position. As Dustin Sornaker tries to do much of the same. Stanley Apollo right now kind of way in the back here, just kind of laying out here, just maybe stay out of trouble, if you will. The onboard camera here, that Good Run Service 84 machine. I actually had the privilege of running with him last night out. And I'll tell you one thing, he was very conservative on that long run compared to what he was on the short run. And he would really catch up to you if you weren't careful out there. Definitely quite impressed with his abilities at the way, really showing what he's capable of. I think it's only really a matter of time before you see more of him and more going down. Jeffrey Todd, Dustin 72, trying to make his way through the field and catch back up there with the drivers. As you race through Chantel Bottle, no surprise here at the number 5, looking very conservative and strong here tonight, right out of the gate. Marching their way through the field here. Still Jeffrey Todd Tufts and Dustin Sornaker. Those two had a bit of a war going on not too long ago. This old 66 St. Wood machine had a little bit of a game plan out there, a little bit of a fight or two, and really showed what he was capable of. Shad Swansworth saying, why only 5 cars here tonight? Shad, to be honest with you, just a lack of drivers wanting to come on out tonight. But these 5 drivers said point blank, we're not going to just leave this one out. We're going to go out there and race. So we were scheduled to broadcast this one, and we're going to give you guys a broadcast one way or another. So I would have had an extra colleague with me, but unfortunately we did not quite figure that out in time, or we weren't going to be able to figure out what was going down. So I'm kind of relying on you guys tonight to come help me out and come and talk with me here in the comments section and make this a little more fun for you guys, a little chat or two. You can think of it as like a little PTM racing podcast, if you will, if you want, until the battle starts to kick up. Dot Tuss here, still about a 2nd and 10th, the back behind Matthew Hopper. Hopper right now leading in 2nd place, still trailing behind 3 seconds ahead of Chantel Bottle. As the Green Tech Energy number 5 continues to roar across the dominant playing fields of Oxford Plains Speedway. Definitely not a driver you can slash on, much less give out on any time here. As she rocks Apollo's Racing stream car right now on that machine. Dustin Sornaker, another driver we've talked very much about as well, the St. Winton 66. He's been one of those guys, man, I tell you what, he comes out here and I never know what I'm going to get with him. Sometimes I get the roar of what I think I know Dustin Sornaker can do, to then kind of that box of chocolates method that he does around here. It's like, I'll save the sweet ones for later, and I'll do the better ones here and there. Hasn't really been able to keep it up there and keep it going, nevertheless. Chad Swansworth saying, keep up the broadcast, buddy. Always enjoy your broadcast, even the PSCS days. He's talking about the Pure Speed Elite Series days when we broadcast from on Monday nights. Well, I appreciate it there, Chad. Glad you could stop on by and have a little talk here tonight, my friend. Definitely been seeing you guys and seeing you out on the track there racing with some of the boys. Offer got about a 2nd and 10 still ahead there on Todd Tuss. Todd not exactly leaving him alone though. He's giving him everything he's got in some of those corners. And you can just see that spindle right there too of the wheel. How it goes from back and left and right and then straight ahead. When he builds up a lot more speed, you can see that wheel actually go straight forward. That's because he's hammering on the gas to get the wheel to grab and grip more. Whereas when you're off gas, you're actually slowing off quite a bit, so the wheel goes backwards and really slows down the car and helps kind of give the driver some more momentum to run off of. Back crowd in the house here tonight, though, watching these 5 drivers go at it. I told them I would promise them a limitless supply of beer, and they all show up in the droves, if you know what I mean. Speaking of limitless supply of beer, you see the old Transformers 48 of Stanley Bottle right now trying to hang in there, keep up with this field, and keep up with these guys here. Not giving too much of an issue here. He's just trying to find a little bit more run and a little more timing. But definitely the experience, though, of that 48 is definitely showing. But he is still one of the guys out there you can't take lightly. I think eventually he'll finally get this figured out. Shad saying, love this track. You still live about 45 minutes from it. Watch Kyle Busch win the Oxford 250. Really? Yeah, Shad, I'll be honest, this is one of those tracks I've never visited. I've been kind of curious to. I'm not going to lie there. It just never really was on my roadmap, if you will, tracks that I always wanted to go visit. But this track being down in Oxford, Maine, I gotta believe he lives somewhere near the, somewhere around the main hub of Maine area, don't you? I think I'm drawing a blank. I can't even remember the capital of Maine now. I remember most of the capitals in the States. I can't even remember the capital of Maine here. I guess now we're going to play Crusader Trivia out here and see how far bad I can get around here. That's some of all the trouble I'm having with. You see Todd Tuss, though, he is starting to build up a lot more speed now. The 72 is not exactly giving anything to Hofford here. Times are showing that Todd is catching that good run service number 84. Hofford's giving him quite a bit of leeway and bit of opportunities to try to take it away from him. Now, you're probably wondering at home, okay, he was catching up to him, but how do you pass around here? Well, I'll tell you more about that in a minute as the 48 of the Transformers Stanley Bottle smacks that wall protection down the back straightaway. Major problems and issues there for Stanley. Take a look at it from the PTMS and replay and find out what happened here. You see the 5 of the other Bottle clan members, Jantel, catching right up to her. And here's what happens, coming right down the back straightaway. You're going to see that car just get a little too hard on the gas, a little too hard on the momentum, end up causing him a bit of trouble and issues here. Kind of came right out there. You can see the car just drifted right to the right, and you know there's a no man's land out there. You can actually see the curved edges of the straight and how much of a difference maker that can be for some drivers versus how it can be to others. Biggest thing here tonight you'll see these drivers have to fight off for is just figuring out how to pass, how to work their way around. And as I was actually showing the replay, it looks like Todd Tuss made a monkey out of me and showed away how to pass. He's actually taken over the spot for Matthew Hofford. We'll check back in the PTMS and replay in just a minute and see how he did that. But the 72 now taking over second place. Impressive stuff from Jeffrey Todd Tuss. Pretty fast on the nose here. He's getting some good speeds around the corners, around the track. I'm pretty impressed here with him so far. Todd's been pretty abnormal about how he runs. Sometimes he's been pretty quick, and then sometimes he's been kind of slower on the edge. But I think it's all just kind of track sensitive with him. I think he just needs that kind of open area and that kind of open shot, and I think he can really get it going. There you see Hofford. He gives a wide open gap there, and as soon as you see the inside run there, well, why would you not want to take it away from him? Hofford going to have to pay for that mistake and pay for it indeed with his position. As Todd Tuss now will take over the second place position. Marching their way down across out of turn 1 and 2. If you can even call that turn 1 and 2. I feel like it really doesn't feel like turn 1 and 2 down there. That's all I can think. Scarborough is where I lived. Augusta is the capital. Oh, alright. I don't know why I didn't think Augusta, Maine was. When I think Augusta, I don't know why. Maybe I'm thinking Florida or Georgia. Like I think something about Augusta sounds like Georgia. I don't know why. Maybe that's because I had to go to a school down there for something. So Steve Clegg saying I'm in Bedford. Hey Steve, good to have you on board here tonight, brother. It's good to hear from you. Yeah, he's also from Maine as well. For those at home that don't know, that's Wadsworth, LOL, Bedford, armpit of Maine. Oh boy, you two get out of here with this stuff. Steve Clegg saying, nah, that's Lewiston, and then Shad saying Lewiston is the B-hole. Oh boy. Well, that's what I deal with on a constant basis here, guys. I love y'all. I never get tired of this. Chantal Bottle seemingly never getting tired of how well she's been pretty much dominating each and every one of these tracks out here. It's almost kind of unfair, to be honest with you. It's just how much speed she carries at Oxford. I know back when she was running in some of the other leagues there, I think it was somewhere around Tim's Corner Motorsports, she was actually really putting up a fight to some of the boys down there, really showcasing she could drive with them. And keep in mind, a lot of them are legitimate super late model drivers, so they have a very keen knowledge and expertise on how to run those super late and how to run a car out there. But, you know, I would say this, she surprisingly held her own there. And that was back when he was running off at ATV. And actually, speaking of troubles right now, it looks like Matthew Hofford followed back in position here. Dustin Sonaker has actually taken over the third place spot from Matthew Hofford. There's a lot of damage there on Hofford's 84. I'm not sure where that was created from or where that started. We'll take a look at the PT Mr. replay and see if we can get an idea where that came from exactly. He came from somewhere here. Here's another look at it. This is where they all started for the 84, and this is what really makes Oxford so darn tough. Because you're turning in such much to the left the whole time. You don't have any straights to kind of work off of, which means you got to be careful of those corners and those areas. And just look at that. Hofford literally set it off the curb and off the corner and literally into the ramp there of that dirt mound, but manages to save it and get it back on the track. But he has a little bit of damage. He's going to want to get cleaned out before they get too serious and into this here, because right now he is struggling, and he is struggling badly. About to reach the halfway point here. Stanley Powell now still trying to build up somewhat of a renaissance up there to Matthew Hofford. Dustin Sonaker right in front of him has actually now lapped him in. And Sonaker, if he's not careful, Chantel Throttle Bottle can actually get a little bit on him too as we bring the yellow flag out. That is now for the halfway point caution. We are under caution for the halfway. No surprise here, the 5 just unalterated pure dominance, running at 96 miles per hour in speed. She is the fastest of the night. Dustin Sonaker, though, surprisingly holding up well on his end for the St. Wooden 66. He's yet to get a victory in here in a while, folks. I was kind of surprised when he went over to Thompson how well he handled his nerves and handled himself down there. He was putting up a serious fight and a half there, putting on a good show. In the chat here tonight, David McNeil saying, good job, guys. Pretty good halfway. Indeed, indeed, my friend. Pretty good start to the show. Pretty good start to the battles here. But I do wonder, and it makes me very curious, you know, when we get more into this and things get more touchy, how well do you stay out and how long do you plan to stay out for? Chantel Pottle having to get out of pit road now. It looks like Dustin Sonaker now goes into pit road. Looks like he was trying to wait it out a little longer. Gary Clay coming on board saying, basically they're talking about Maine. I'm not saying what he said there. Just y'all can probably guess, or you can take a look down in the comment section. You can figure it out for yourself. I can't say anything about the towns because I've never been to them. All I can say is there's a few towns here in Iowa I will not speak very highly of, and they probably won't speak very highly of my town. So, yeah, you guys could come at me for that one, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Alright, so looks like on the restart here, so as things are kind of lined up in position, I'm just presuming Jeffrey Todd Tufts was going to be a lap down, but I believe he's going to get a lucky dog going around this time by. I believe he will still be ahead of Stanley Pottle in the ratings board. He's actually second place right now currently. Dustin Sonaker and Matthew Hofford both a lap down in the position wise to Chantel Throttle Pottle. Not sure what the officials are calling for there, what they will do about it. Still under caution. Drivers trying to get re-racked, restacked, and all that here. I think that pit strategy might have kind of hurt a few of them out there and kind of slowed them up a bit. Here comes old Tots up. There he is. He's not firing back around the track. Billowing some speed up there. He's going to get back around. Looks like Hoffert and Sonaker both will go around as well. So every driver will be back on the lead lap, minus the 48 of the 5th place driver, Stanley Pottle. So that will bring our drivers back into position, though, and get ready to field this one on in. So it looks like we'll go one more time by here and give everyone a nice chance to catch their breath, catch their saying here. Remember that the last time we were here was a 150 lap ordeal. Tonight only 100 laps to give these guys a bit of a chance to breathe in. Lead Buster Paul saying hello from the Rock, and also saying I think she has a good handle on it. Racer win by others. Others make mistakes well sometimes. She's talking about Chantel in that case here. But Lee, great to have you on board, and yes indeed. It's a motorsports and all-out mess here tonight. It certainly is, but right now I'm not seeing any messy kind of situations out here other than the hard racing these drivers bring to the table. To the green flag we go. Back here at 55 now down, and we're down to the final 45 laps here at Oxford Plains. Now fans, if you are just tuning in for the first time here tonight, do not worry if you only see 5 drivers wondering where everyone else is. Some folks just could not make it to the track tonight, but I do have one thing you can be excited for. Coming up next, in just about an hour from now, we will see the Spartan Logistics Management LLC iRacing IROC Series come to life at the track down at Daytona International Speedway. Not for the oval, mind you. We're going to the road course. That's right, road course racing. It's road course challenge, baby. I can't wait to show that one, show you guys what we got going on. But right now, we do have a little bit of a battle going on down here on down at the back straightaway. If you can call it a backstretch anyway, it really isn't much of one. The 84 Matthew Hopper trying to hold it down, to hold different thoughts us and that number 72. As Hopper looks to try to engage on Todd and try to take him down a few notches. Todd Tuck's extremely conservative through the corners and extremely conservative through the run. Hammering down, trying to build up some speed as you see Todd really get back into gear. And again, the best way to know he's going back into gear as quickly as he is, you can watch that inside spindle there on the inside of that car. You can see it goes backwards when he's literally off the gas, and when he's going forward, you'll see that thing just zoom straight forward. He's trying to get the car to take a step without spinning the tire. It's so easy to do around this kind of a track layout because, again, you're having to fight the car and you're trying to fight the positions in. Every driver for themselves here as Todd Tuck still continues to push forward, but it is Chantel the throttle bottle nearly 3 seconds ahead of the entire field. Justin Sonaker, oh Sparkalicious. Nah, done on this one yet. Only about 2.5 back here of Hopper and Todd, but we know one thing with him, he's very conservative when it comes to the first half, but on that last bit, he has no troubles trying to catch back up to you. You can almost hear in his throttle rhythm, though, he's actually not even trying to gas nearly as hard in or anything. Being very conservative around there, as even Stanley Pottle starting to take full notice of it. Now the difference with Stanley is what he's doing compared to everybody else. He's trying to drive it in wide, drive it in deep. Most drivers will tell you point blank the best way to get around this track is just keep it as tight as you can to the inside corners and curves. This being it's pretty much a complete circle of a track, though, that's really hard to do and hard to master for a variety of reasons. Main one being you're basically trying to keep it away from getting off that banking there on the corners. The best track, to my knowledge, that I could even compare this to is a track down in Pennsylvania that was one of the founding NASCAR tracks in the world. I mentioned it recently when we were back here with Dustin Sonaker, is that this track is a very similar track in feel and world to the Oxford Plains. Oxford Plains is very similar in look to a track called Langhorne Speedway. Now, for those at home that are wondering, that don't know about it, or just not tuning in and did not hear my last rant about it, Langhorne Speedway was regarded to many drivers at that time, as one of the most dangerous tracks on Earth. And if you can believe that, it was actually originally just a dirt track. And what it was is, if you actually go back, we'll take a look at our race info here tonight. Take a look at that circular shaped trial. Did that not look familiar to anybody that knows about that track? It's very similar in shape and it's very similar in size because, well, frankly, it pretty much is almost an exact replica of what Langhorne Speedway used to be. Langhorne was pretty much that circular design, the circular area, and it actually had just a thin strip of guardrail on the outside wall. Now you're probably thinking, well, wait a minute, there's only literally the back stretch walls for, oh, let's say too much right now, Todd's us losing it right out of the corner. Oh, upside down, almost puts it on two wheels, brings it back to life, but oh my. The 72 completely lost it in the corner there. We saw him literally spinning right in front of Matthew Hoffert as he tries to get the car back out on the track quickly here. He knows this goose is all but cooked. He's got to get on the back straightaway to get back into this. Whoa, easy though, buddy. You got Hoffert right there. Let's take a look at the pizza bits replay. That was a little chaotic to say the least here. Let's find out what happened here, man. Oh, you saw right there, he just was on the throttle too hard. He went right into that corner and it just sent it straight in. Look at that. Straight up top nosedive and somehow catches a break and gets it off from two wheels onto all four. But good lord, Todd nearly getting sent to the upper roof. But he managed to work it out all right. He's okay. So as I was referring back to, okay, I guess we're not going to talk too much about that right now. Dustin Stone Acres even going off the track here. The 66 St. Wooden, he's having troubles down there. These guys just had this last half having all sorts of problems down there. Either that, they really don't want to hear the story about old Langhorne Speedway. Take a look at it. Well, let's take a look here. You watch him coming right out of turn 1 and 2. And here's where his struggles begin. He drives it in deep. He's trying to give old Stanley a little breathing room. He forgot about the no man's land territory. And all of a sudden he thinks he's on dirt. He tried a dirt track around the place. Sparky, I've already tried it. Don't try it. It's not worth it. As I say that, he's already got a finger out the window saying, yeah, that's pretty much what I think about that, Dirk Crusader. I don't blame him. So Matthew Hoffert now regains second place, and remember last time out, Matthew Hoffert was literally the winner at Martinsville Speedway with under a little bit of a dubious circumstance for Chantel. Ended up getting a little bit of a run down off the 48. The 48 was trying to head to pit road and ended up colliding right in with the 5, slowing all her momentum down and costing everything to get around Hoffert. Even though she did tell me though Hoffert that night probably would have won because it was just too hard to pass around Martinsville that night. I would still say that if you had an old bump and run situation pop up, I don't think it would have tried to hurry about trying to knock the streak off. But Hoffert was glad to get the one streak out of the way, though. He was very proud of that, he told me earlier today. The outside back, Todd's up, got a little too stressive there in that backstretch. He seems to be back on the throttle here and getting some momentum built in. There's one thing you guys may be noticing is that these guys are not red limiting or redlining any of these cars. They're actually being very, very conservative on the straights especially. Now you're probably wondering at home, why are they doing that? Well, again, if you're staying in the throttle constantly, you don't really need to literally redline this place. You need to just be more in shape and more under control, so that way you do not get loose or get too out of it. See some of our crayons crowd on hand here tonight, taking some photos, take some cameras here. Whoa. Sounded like something was going down there, or something blew on the motors. Hopper will move to the inside here, and Stanley Powell. Stanley starting to slow up, let the drivers by him. Oh, I'm careful though down there, buddy. Oh, so he gets out of it at least, but he'll fall back another couple of positions there. Todd's us now starting to build back up on the 66 Dustin Sordaker. Got about half a second left to go here before he'll pass him up. Old Sparky trying to hold him down, trying to hold him by. But just going real quick to finish out the Langhorne thing about that. When the track actually got paved in, they made speeds even faster, obviously, and made it a little more dangerous. And drivers at that point just said, we're not racing there anymore, we're done. So even though it was a founding track for NASCAR, if you can believe it or not, it was just way too dangerous to run in the first place. Like, if you thought Talladega and Daytona were dangerous, the good news about those tracks is the only thing you gotta worry about is speeds and crashes. At Langhorne, you gotta worry about literally not getting into a crash, because when you guys got folks in the throttle the whole way, all it takes that one little mistake and there you go. Oxford, obviously not like that. It's a smaller track, and also it's got no walls other than the straights there, so it's got a wide open grassy plain sand pit you can stop in. It really does help with the circumstances, helps out with situations there. Todd Tusk right now passing in. Dustin Sordaker, Sparky's going to have a little bit more time to have to build up again as we're coming to the final laps, 10 to go. Off a turn 4 though, the number 5, Chantel, the throttle bottle. Absolutely crushing, dominating, perfecting the sport and perfecting the show. Nothing to lose and nothing to give out here tonight. Cat Crawford, Oxford Plains, a legit circle track. Yep, pretty much the dollar store, pretty much the little sister or little brother, if you will, the old Langhorne, as I referred to it earlier. 10 seconds ahead and only 7 to go. Yeah, I don't think Chantel's gonna be making any mistakes anytime soon. And as I say that, she probably just also flipped me off for that one too, because she knows it's right behind her. Nothing on Stanley Pottle, but you know, last week I think he might have got a little more grief for it than he realizes. And as drivers, for the record, folks, we may be a community, but don't think for 1 second we're not going to give you grief around any track. We always got to give a little bit of a headache or two to some folks. That's just how racing is. 5 to go. Wait. You see our flagman there, right? Telling them 5 to go here. He had the high 5 up in the air that time by. Drivers looking to field him on by, get a little bit of run in through the track here, 4 left. Yeah, saying you should name this track Chantel Plains. Ha ha ha. I don't know, man. She definitely seems to dominate here in pedal to the metal. But I think she feels like she has a little bit more to prove when it comes to other drivers. Matthew Hopper just trying to show one last little bit of solidarity and just trying to show he can still fight it out with the best of them. Really, it has been those two drivers this entire season that has put up the points and put up the numbers. And with only 2 laps to go here, Hopford, I gotta believe, not too thrilled that he is gonna pretty much not be able to come off that win he had last time out from Martinsville Speedway. But I don't think he can feel any shame in knowing he has fallen once more to the 5 as Chantel brings it to the white flag. The Green Tech Energy, Matt Mills, Fox Racing Machine. Puddle's wrap scheme is coming to the very end of this one. Last time it was 150, this time a little bit shorter, no. But it will release to a finish, and once again, your race winner is Chantel the Throttle Bottle. The number 5 returns to victory lane at Oxford Plains. Offer coming around for one more get. Feels his way into position. And he'll come across, nearly taking Hopper. Well, Stanley, what are you doing down there? Oh, an Hopper! He knows the race is over, so he just said to heck with it. I'm just going to send it. Oh! It's us deciding to do much of the same, even Stoneacre. Oh, that's why you gotta love watching these things live, man. You never know what they're gonna do. Honestly, I'm kind of curious to know, can we have a day where we literally have a roller derby out here, or just literally have a rollover contest, see who wins? I'm really legitimately curious now. Can we do that, please? Well, your race winner at Oxford is Chantel the Throttle Bottle. She'll win this one. So the streak may be over, but she is now 6-1 on tracks of this season. One of the highest win percentages we've seen in quite some time. And once again, another trip in where it will take herself to another possible season championship. She does have one Super Late Model championship, but she felt like it was not deserved. I'd say this season she's already pretty much taken a full run to that one and changed that real quick. Here is your final results, though. Here, ladies and gentlemen, here right now, your race winner, Chantel Apollo, is being rewarded scorer tonight. And it appears that old Matthew Hoffert coming away second and the only one on the lead lap here. Third going to Jeffrey Todd Tufts. Fourth to Dustin Sonaker. Fifth will go to Stanley Pottle. And that will round out your top 5 here tonight. And it certainly was quite the show and quite the race here tonight for these drivers. Everybody giving their soul, giving it their all. But it just fell off the point to another number 5 here tonight. Waiting for the call here, waiting for everybody to come on by and see how they're doing. We'll go ahead and show our third place finisher here tonight, Jeffrey Todd Tufts, as we await his arrival here. He has actually now joined us into the booth here. We're going to bring him in now. Here he is with you, ladies and gentlemen, your third place finisher, Jeffrey Todd Tufts joins us in. Now, Todd, you know, you had a long race going there for you and a lot of battles ending in between, but man, did you have quite the run there coming to the end with these guys and just have that little spin out. What happened down there?
Yeah, I thought I had a four-wheel drive truck there for a minute. I kind of got in the pits and launched it somehow, and I don't know.
I was about to say, not only did you launch it, you pretty much sent it skyward and upward to the upper room. But hey, I mean, at least you landed on all 4 wheels because you was on 2 wheels for that. I thought you were trying to pull like a little derby contest, trying to do a rollover contest around here.
Yeah, the second part was getting a little faster, and I just got a little bit more, I guess, greedier in the turns and lost it.
For sure there, but at the end of the day, you pretty proud at least with this third place finish here tonight.
Oh yeah, third's not too bad.
Ain't too bad at all, man. Nicely done. And I gotta ask you, is there anybody you want to thank you for this third place finish?
Just LBT pallets and Brad Warden mortgages. That's about it.
For sure there.
And you guys for putting this on.
I appreciate the support as well here tonight, man. Nevertheless, congratulations here on a third place finish here tonight. We'll certainly catch you back next time when the green flag's flying, my friend.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Jeffrey Todd Tufts, ladies and gentlemen, your third place finisher here tonight, coming away in the old 72 machine. Well, second place is going to go to Matthew Hoffert, and he now joins me here in the broadcast booth here in the show. Coming off from that little win down at Martinsville Speedway last time out there, Hoffert. The second place finish, definitely nothing to sneeze at, especially with points getting a little late in the season. But, man, I got to believe you had a war on your hands when Todd was fighting you out and just giving everything you got, but then he makes that mistake and you capitalize. I got to believe that was a big selling point for you.
Yeah. Once I seen him starting to get a little sideways there, and I figured I'd slow down a little bit and not add insult to the injury, and kind of went around him and took off. And man, second place is okay. We're good.
I was about to say, you broke the curse last time out there, so what do you got to worry about out there?
Oh yeah, I just got to worry about taking the super late model back to Oxford again. I think I'm gonna.
You guys seem to not like running here. I mean, I don't know what's to run out to like. It's honestly a pretty fun track if you get it down.
Yeah. Some like it, some don't. I think I'm going to retire the car on this track here. Putting the steering wheel up on this one. Maybe at a later time, but time for a little break from Oxford.
It certainly is, I think. But nevertheless, here, Hopper, you still walk away second, man. What do you want to thank you for that one?
Oh, everyone that come out and race tonight. PTM Racing TV for the broadcasting and everyone watching at home. Thank you, and see what we can do next week.
For sure there, Hopper. Nevertheless, congratulations on second place finish. Hey, we'll catch you next time out when the green flag's flying, my friend.
Appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matthew Hoffert, your second place finisher here tonight in the 84. Now joining me here down in victory lane here, of course, is the 5, Chantel, the throttle bottle. And once again, Chantel, just another career-making performance here and a dominant performance at Oxford, but at least only had about 50 laps less you had to deal with here tonight compared to the 150 last time.
Yeah, a lot easier on the arms, that's for sure.
Yeah, I was about to say, it seemed like a lot of you guys were getting kind of tired out that second half we were talking about here on the show. It seemed like the car was running well and handling well, but it seemed like in the corners was a little hard to get into there. Was that kind of the situation for you tonight?
Yeah, I found it a little tight. Not too bad though. I think I was just overdriving.
For sure there, but nevertheless here, still a race victory here at Oxford. I got to ask you, who do you want to thank you for that one?
Everyone at PTM and PTM Racing TV.
I appreciate your support as well, Chantel. Congratulations once again, and good to see you back in victory lane.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chantel the Throttle Paddle winning it out once again here at Oxford Plains, and race fans, that's all going to do it here for Petzl Metal Racing League. So with that in mind, come back here in about an hour, and I promise you we'll have some more action, a little bit more drivers if you will as well. It will be Spartan Logistic Management LLC returning to the show here. Daytona Road Course awaits. What will these truck drivers be able to do to handle the nerves and handle the situations? The pressure's on. We head down to Daytona coming up here in just a little bit. But for now, as I fly off from the clutches of Oxford Plains here in Maine, I bid you farewell, my friends. I'm heading down to the sunny beach side of Daytona, where we'll see some action here in a minute. But nevertheless, thank you. God bless. Take care. See you later here on the show.